Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to another Tower Simulator 3 Tower Companion episode. I'm going to go ahead and use the Salt Lake City Airport schedule that I had created. Again, one I hadn't worked, but we can see here, Joint Military Public Airport located 4 miles west of downtown Salt Lake. The airfield consists of 3 air carrier runways and a general aviation runway. Single terminal with 2 concourses connected by an underground tunnel for a total of 68 gates. Alright, so looking at things, it's 3-4 right, left, and 3-5 are the active air runways at this point in time. Alright, here we are. So 2 terminals, as it mentioned, connected with an underground tunnel, so I assume it goes there somewhere. It looks like they're honestly in the process of expanding, so kind of nice how they did that to probably reflect a little bit of activity in the area. So schedule's just an hour. It's nothing overly long or anything like that. We've got one approaching. Speaking of, I forgot. I need to change my approach. Probably won't matter given that we have 3 runways. Now again, because we have this path crossing, it's possible we're going to have a problem. So I did see with an update that's coming, there's no when or whatever, that the Tower Companion developer is going to be using actual runways and try to hopefully have that be where things come in as much as they can control it through Tower Simulator. So, yeah, we've got 7, which is kind of down here. 8 is really looking
Salt Lake City
that.
Tower, SkyWest 4112 on final 34 right.
SkyWest 4112, runway 34 right, cleared to land. And then
Runway
we've got the
34
other
right, cleared to
side
land.
of the main
SkyWest
terminal.
4112.
And then basically looking at 34 left, and just in the direction of 3-4 right and 3-5. Which again, 3-5 is the far one. We'll see if anything comes through there. I'm going to go ahead and get my taxi charts ready in case I need that. Because obviously that will be a potential problem otherwise. But 3-5 is a 9,500 foot runway. So it looks like Sierra is the taxiway up here. Then we've got Quebec that actually is this bend. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I see, because there's actually another runway here. So I really don't want to run anybody through Quebec if I can avoid it, because otherwise I'm going to have to issue a runway crossing. Salt Lake, there are mountains, so this is the de-ice pad, it looks like, so planes would go there for de-icing in the winter. But anyway, so that's the situation. And then we've got Alpha and Bravo on this side of the terminal. So this is Alpha and Bravo, and then we've got Golf and Hotel on the other side. And then Foxtrot goes across the top up here. So it's Echo. Actually, this is actually Echo and Foxtrot. So that is the situation for the main taxiways. See that big American flag on something over there. So we have 51 flights in total, so we're not doing anything too crazy. There are 3
Salt Lake
planes
City
approaching.
Tower, Alaska 550 on final 3-4 right.
Alaska 550, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Oops. Alaska 550, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Okay, so they're both
Runway
on the right.
34 right, clear to land.
Then we're
Alaska
going to have
550.
Presidential, which is interesting. I assume that's an airline. I assume it's not some weird thing. It's Papa Romeo Delta 71 is the next one coming in. I'm assuming that's just some local regional carrier. So we're going to speed this up a little bit. So yeah, we don't have anything scheduled till 1450.
Salt Lake City Tower, Presidential 71 on final 34 left.
Presidential 7-1, runway 34 left, cleared to land. Alright, so...
Runway 34 left, cleared to land. Presidential 71.
Alright, so... oh yeah, this is 34 left, never mind. So that's 34 right, and hopefully they'll be going to some sort of a gate nearby. So I'm actually probably going to be better with this camera view and then seeing the taxiways. But 1441 was when we started, so basically 2:41, so this is a mid-afternoon schedule. And I assume, yeah, it looks like there's lots of places to vacate, depending how quickly he slows down. Alright, I guess he'll go here. SkyWest 4112, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal.
Wow.
SkyWest 4112.
Alright, so it can't pass under here. But yeah, depending on where, it's a southwest, so it should be there. It looks like these are all Delta. Looks like all Delta. So this is a heavy Delta city. But we'll see how things move along. But we've got another minute or so till they'll call. But the problem is once it turns here, it's likely going to be pretty slow. But yeah, it would have been much better if he landed on the other runway. But 'tis not what has happened. Oh, and actually it looks like we're going to have 50. So upon loading, it looks like it deleted one. Don't know what that is specifically. I think I can see it. Let's see. Can I see it? Yeah. So it's a SkyWest CRJ-7 that is departing at 1540 has been deleted. And luckily it's not a any kind of spotted livery. We don't have any of those, it seems, but again, now this is really slow. So SkyWest is a call sign for Delta as well. We'll see where Alaska goes.
Salt Lake City ground, Southwest 1969 with information Delta, requesting push and start.
Southwest 1969, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1969.
Almost seems like he's going slower. Alright, well, he's clearly blowing by where SkyWest vacated. But I assume he'll slow down in time for this. We'll see where he goes, though. And Alaska is, you know, Salt Lake is on the west side. Alaska 550, taxi to terminal. Alright, so it's going
Taxi to terminal.
to
Alaska
that
550.
other terminal. There's a United out there too, but I'm guessing anything that's not, I guess, SkyWest or Delta. We'll see where Presidential goes. But, yeah, let me close this up a little. But 50 planes in an hour, this should be a relatively simple schedule unless, again, I mean, the problem is, like, all of these are likely going to call and depart. Although, well, I think, well, no, because the schedule doesn't exist beyond what we pull, I think. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. And of course, if he calls for taxi now, like, they're theoretically in a problem, because I mean, yeah, he's got to come up and go over, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to move over here, because I think I'm going to get a clearer look at the taxi route and see if it's a problem, but you can see they're not really even.
Salt Lake City ground, Southwest 1969 ready to taxi.
Southwest 1969, runway 34 left. Line up and wait.
Runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 1969.
So, I think it'll be fine, because even though he's coming over, like, I don't think they're actually even going to be on the same spot, so it's working out nicely. Okay, there's the Presidential, so yeah, it's a little GA type aircraft, honestly. It's Hotel 25 Bravo. I do not know what kind of plane that really is, but it looks like a small corporate jet. I just don't know where the GA pad is. Presidential 71. Taxi to terminal via Alpha.
Taxi to terminal. Presidential 71.
Presidential 71. Taxi to terminal via Alpha.
Taxi to terminal via Alpha. Presidential 71.
Presidential 71. Taxi to terminal via Alpha 5 Alpha. Alright, now he's going... Oh goodness, he's going way, way over. They're like totally landing on the wrong runways. SkyWest 4112, hold position. Southwest 1969, hold position. Yeah, this is terrible. This is just gonna...
Hold position. SkyWest 4112.
I mean, again, I'm not getting scored on this,
Hold
but
position.
God, this is terrible.
Southwest 1969.
Alright. So we don't have anything else, but yeah, I need to get him out of here. SkyWest 4112, continue taxi. Oh, he was going that way. I didn't.
Continue taxi. SkyWest 4112.
So I didn't really need to hold him up, but we did. Alright, we'll let him kind of hit the roadway here, I think. Southwest 1969, continue taxi. Because now he's going to go
taxi.
way over
Southwest
there.
1969.
Presidential 71, cross runway 34 right.
Cross runway 34 right. Presidential 71.
And then I think it's runway 14, but yeah, all the general aviation parking is over there. So that would honestly be way better if they landed over there. There's nothing coming in for another 5 minutes. So yeah, it almost tempts me to like do something different here. Southwest 1969, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait.
Alright,
Southwest
so
1969.
SkyWest is in there. There we go. Two-handled. So I guess we had... I don't know what else. We didn't have anything take off. So yeah, it's interesting. We have nothing else coming in. And we do have, in theory, a 1456. It has not appeared. There it is, finally. 15 seconds or so late. Southwest 1969, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. So at this point, my average delay is 14
Runway
seconds.
34 left.
So
Cleared for immediate takeoff.
It's
On
not
reaching
great.
altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest 1969.
but we got presidential over here. We'll get closer because he's going to go across this way. I mean, he's moving a bit here, which is good. And then 3 minutes after, we're going to have another SkyWest. Then we've got some Deltas departing. So yeah, things are spread out decently, I think. So I'm going to have to see, do I have things through? Yeah, they're not really clearly labeled between the concourses, so that's the problem, but anyway. Presidential 71, cross runway 14.
Cross runway 14. Presidential 71.
Right, and at this point, he should be on... Oh no, he's going to have to cross 35 too, so that's what I mean. Like, this is a horrendous taxi job. I mean, I suppose it's interesting, but it's not efficient in any way. Next plane, he's coming in on 3-4 right, so I wonder if anything will even come in on 3-5. Presidential 7-1, cross runway 3-5.
Cross runway 35, Presidential 7-1.
Alright, so 1969 is off. And that is 3. We've got a 24-second delay, but that should come down. As you know, we're not going to have too much else. There's nothing else. Well, the only thing active is this one taxiing. There's nothing else that's delayed. So
Salt Lake City Tower, Air Shuttle 6285 and final 3-4 right.
Air Shuttle 6285, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, clear to land. Air Shuttle 6285.
So Presidential's really going out there. Holy moly.
Salt Lake City ground. Delta 875 with information Delta. Requesting push and start.
Delta 875, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Oh, of course. Delta 841, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. I need them both
Pushback
out
approved. Expect
together.
runway 34 left.
Alright, is
Delta
he parking yet?
875.
Alright, yes, he is turned in.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Delta 841.
The Sky West is approached. Looks like he's turning.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 841 with information Delta, requesting push and start.
He's like going in between the buildings or something. So he's definitely going to an interesting parking spot. I don't know that it's worth following him and seeing. Can't imagine it's too far. Yeah, it looks like he's slowing down, so I'm imagining he's gonna... Just kind of watching him out of curiosity now. Like, where's he gonna go? Now he like... It's like he turned around and now is heading toward the building or something. So I assume it's probably pretty close.
Salt Lake City Tower, SkyWest 3768 on final 3-4 right.
SkyWest 3768, runway 34 right, cleared to land. And he's like literally going to those
Runway
hangars over
34
there,
right,
I think.
clear to land.
So he like
SkyWest
turned and
3768.
went around. That is crazy. There we go. He's finally parked. So 4 of 50, and we're down to now 18 seconds. But yeah, 2 departing, 1 arriving is
Salt
kind of what
Lake
we
City
got for a
ground.
while.
Delta 875 ready to taxi.
Delta 875, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Delta 875.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 841 ready to taxi.
Delta 841, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left, line up and wait. Delta 841.
So I'll actually pop over here, but yeah, they'll... Why he didn't just go up to Alpha, I don't know, but that's okay. Nobody's coming in on 3-4 left, so I can actually clear the Delta. Well, I'll technically clear them both. Delta 841, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 875, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. And then I just don't have to worry
Runway
about them
34
at all.
left,
They'll
cleared
just...
for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude
They'll get over
500,
there and go.
contact departure, Delta 841.
Yeah, and that's the
Runway
interesting
34
thing.
left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Delta 875.
So I'm just taking a peek. So air shuttle is off. Alright. So the thing I was looking at, so if you've been following the series, first off, thank you. You know, definitely enjoying Tower Companion. It definitely helps drive more desire to play. Whoop. Air Shuttle 6285, taxi to terminal. How long has he been waiting? 9
Taxi to
seconds.
terminal.
Alright, not
Air
too
shuttle
bad.
6285.
Alright, so he's going in there. That's okay. And then we do have SkyWest landing in a bit. He's a little bit out. So, you know, I became a supporter to be supportive. But also, you know, because I'm like, hey, if I get the desire and I suddenly just even want to do, you know, 4 schedules at some point in a month, like, I can't do that without paying. But we did that on June 5th. Today is June 23rd. And this schedule is one that I already had done using the free option before. So I haven't needed any. I still have all 20 of my schedules, and I only have like 2 weeks left. So this is kind of what I was thinking is like,
Salt Lake City
I
ground.
might be
Delta
okay
1088 with
without
information Delta,
a
requesting push and
supporter
start.
license, but I think I'm going to go ahead and, you know, keep supporting the individual because this is a very good add-on, and I'd certainly like them to continue doing things. Delta 1088, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Alright, so there goes
Pushback
the
approved. Expect
Delta.
runway 34 left. Delta 1088.
And again, the way they're spread out, it's actually going to work out because he's now starting his roll. By the time he goes in, turns, kind of gets in there, he will likely have departed. So in theory, I should be doing like a lineup and wait and all that, but don't necessarily need to worry about that. Alright, so the air shuttle, wow, that seems to be going pretty quickly, and maybe it's because this is under construction, and so they have this set, and maybe he'll slow down once he gets near. Yeah, he's definitely slowing. You can see that. Very visibly slowing. Because the next one that is going to call back to push is a SkyWest, but it's not going to call for a couple minutes. Alright, so yes, 841's off. He's still turning onto the runway, so yeah, this is perfect. Like I would have just been clearing them anyway. But what I may do is just do via Alpha, get them up there quickly. Alright, so SkyWest is there. I'm surprised again he didn't vacate. SkyWest 3768, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, SkyWest 3768.
So
Salt Lake
yeah,
City ground.
just really
Delta
the
1088
wrong
ready to
place
taxi.
to be landing. Delta 1088, runway 24 left, via Alpha, line up and wait. Interesting.
Runway 34 left.
Why it didn't
via
go
Alpha.
that way.
Line up and wait. Delta 1088.
But that's alright. So, yeah, it's
Salt Lake
interesting
City
how
Tower,
some of these
Southwest
work.
801 on final 34 right.
Southwest 801, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Yeah, there's just
Runway
not
34
any
right,
obvious.
clear to land. Southwest 801.
Because, again, I'm sure there's something I could call there that would send it in that direction, but that's alright. So we are now to 7 of 50 have been handled. Obviously the SkyWest is taxiing. He just is now getting to the terminals, and that's the thing. Like, there's another SkyWest that's going to call in 2 seconds.
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 3693 with information Delta, requesting push and start.
SkyWest 3693, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
He'll have plenty of
SkyWest
time
3693.
to get out there, so we'll see what they look like moving down Alpha. Maybe Bravo is kind of faster, but let's see. See what it looks like. I mean, he's moving along at a good pace, which is good. And then, you know, we'll have another one coming in. right now they're all, like, I'd love them to come in on 3-4 left, in all honesty, because they're taxiing such a long way. Delta 1088, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Alright, I assume he's pushing back.
Left,
yep.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact
He's
departure.
finally
Delta
to the
1088.
center part of the terminal. But yeah, he'll be out long before this plane has even got a chance. But, you know, there are other flights leaving though in about 20 seconds.
SkyWest 3693 ready to taxi.
SkyWest 3693, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left, line up and wait. SkyWest 3693.
So they are on their way. Okay, he's getting ready to go, but yeah, nobody's landing on 3-4 left. They're all going there.
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 108 Romeo with information Delta, requesting push and start.
SkyWest 180 Romeo, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right.
Negative. Need pushback truck. SkyWest 108 Romeo.
SkyWest 108 Romeo, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. That is what I said, but okay.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. SkyWest 108 Romeo.
So again, unless when that's a southwest.
Salt Lake
so
City ground. Southwest 2374 with information Delta. Requesting push and start.
Southwest 2374, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Just because of what's happening, I'm going to send him
Pushback
this
approved.
way.
Expect runway
I
34
might have
left.
sent him to
Southwest
right,
2374.
but I'm not sure I want to deal with that the way things are going. Because we have another Southwest that's landing very shortly. He's coming in over the city here. I guess the Salt Lake is out there. I didn't know that. SkyWest 3693, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. SkyWest 3693.
Salt Lake City Tower. SkyWest 3488 on final 34 right.
SkyWest 3488, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway
We do
34
have
right.
a couple
Clear to
coming
land.
in quickly
SkyWest
after this.
3488.
It doesn't look like anybody's ready for taxi yet.
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 108 Romeo ready to taxi.
Skyway West 108 Romeo, runway 34 right, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right. Line up and wait. SkyWest 108 Romeo.
And I assume again he's going to get over there, so we'll be fine.
Salt Lake City ground. Southwest 2374 ready to taxi.
Southwest 2374, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Southwest
I'm
2374.
surprised he went that far. Southwest 801, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal.
Alright.
Southwest
So
801.
unless we get that one pushing back, we should be okay. Alright, we do have another SkyWest coming in behind there. Alright, I'm like, is he moving or not? Because sometimes they don't listen well. Alright, so that SkyWest is taken off. We're only at 8 of 50. We're not going quickly. We're not even 20% yet. It's crazy. But they are going to separate runways. Alright, that SkyWest is parking, so he's finally gotten there, thank goodness. So we'll at least have him out of the way. Alright, so 9 and now 10 because this one parked in. So now we're very quickly at 20%. Alright, so again, the good news is he's going relatively quickly through here. Now, this one I may not clear because this is a pretty active runway. There's
Salt
a
Lake
lot
City
going
ground.
on.
SkyWest 3717 with information Delta. Requesting push and start.
SkyWest 3717, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 3717.
So yeah, the two that are approaching at 1512 and
Salt Lake City Tower.
1513
SkyWest 3726 on final 34 right.
are both coming in on 34 right. SkyWest 3726, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 3726.
Southwest 2374, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500.
SkyWest
contact
3903,
departure.
pushback
Southwest
approved, expect
2374.
runway 34 right. Alright, so that's the last one on this
Pushback
side.
approved. Expect runway 34 right. SkyWest 3903.
I mean, we've still got a lot here. Delta 1277, pushback approved, expect runway 34 right.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. Delta
Right.
1277.
Definitely going to wait. We'll see where this SkyWest goes, but see, this is potentially going
Salt
to be
Lake
an
City
issue
ground.
here.
SkyWest 3903 with information Delta. Requesting push and start.
Salt Lake City
All right.
ground. Delta 1277 with information Delta. Requesting push and start.
Southwest 3419, pushback approved, expect runway 34 right.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. Southwest 3419.
Alright, so
Salt
a
Lake
lot of
City
activity.
ground. SkyWest 3717 ready to taxi.
SkyWest 3717, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Alright,
Runway
so
34
Southwest
left.
is
Line up
getting
and
ready.
wait. SkyWest 3717.
Alright, I'm confused. Where did he come
Salt
from?
Lake City ground. Southwest 3419 with information Delta. Requesting push and start.
SkyWest 108 right, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Now 3488 is going
Runway
around.
34
I don't
right.
know
Clear for
why.
immediate takeoff. On reaching
I'm
altitude
pretty
500.
sure I
contact
cleared
departure.
him.
SkyWest 108
But
Romeo.
maybe I did not.
Salt Lake City Tower, United 1840 on final 34 right.
So that's very
Salt
interesting.
Lake City ground. SkyWest 3903 ready to taxi.
SkyWest 3903, runway 24 right, line up and wait. Delta 1277, runway 34 right, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right. Line up and wait. SkyWest 3903.
Runway
Very
34
intriguing.
right. Line up and wait. Delta 1277.
United 1840, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Delta 9962, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Alright, the Southwest
Runway
there is
34 right.
away.
Clear to land. United 1840.
Alright, well, we'll see.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34
We'll see
left.
if
Delta 9962.
3488 can cycle around before
Salt Lake
we're
City
done.
ground.
Has
Delta
30 minutes.
1277 ready to taxi.
Salt Lake City ground. Southwest 3419 ready to taxi.
Southwest 3419, runway 34 right, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right. Line up and wait.
Because, yeah, I think
Southwest
the other
3419.
Southwest had just parked there. Yeah, there's a lot of departures now. There's a lot of activity.
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 3488 going around. There is traffic on the runway.
Interesting. Because of the lineup and wait? Like, there was nobody else on the
Salt Lake
runway.
City ground, Delta 9962 with information Delta.
So that would
Requesting
kind
push
of
and
suck
start.
if that's what happens. I think that was 3419 just calling in, which obviously is not good. SkyWest 3717, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500.
Right.
Contact
So
departure.
both of these
SkyWest
should be clear.
3717.
The southwest can be a potential problem. Just depends if he's going to go to this gate or these gates, but in theory,
Salt Lake City
although it's
ground,
SkyWest,
Delta
so he may be
9962
going
ready
there.
to taxi.
Delta 9962, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Alright,
Runway 34 left, line up and wait. Delta 9962.
so yeah, I don't know how long it'll take the other one to go
Salt Lake
around.
City ground, Delta 1503 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
Delta 1503, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 3726, taxi to terminal.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34
So
left.
they'll stay
Delta
out of each other's
1503.
way all around, so that's good.
Taxi to terminal. SkyWest 3726.
SkyWest 3903, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Alright,
Runway
hopefully
34
this
right,
will go.
clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude
is
500,
kinda
contact
quick.
departure. SkyWest 3903.
But I didn't want him to have a line up and wait, and then, oh, come on.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 555 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
This is taking a long time. I'm not liking this. But as long as he starts going soon, we'll be okay. I mean, he's not on the screen yet, but here he comes. Alright. Throttle up. There we go. Alright.
Salt Lake City ground, November 905 Uniform Tango with information echo. Ready to start.
Delta 555, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 right. Delta 555.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 1503 ready to taxi.
November 95 Uniform Tango, pushback approved. Expect runway 35.
Negative. I don't need pushback truck. Just approve. November 905 Uniform Tango.
November 95 Uniform Tango, approved. Expect runway 35.
Approved. Expect runway 35. November 905 Uniform Tango.
So now the United is going around, so the lineup and wait doesn't work.
SkyWest 3727
Delta
on final
1277,
34 left.
runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. So this stinks because, yeah, both of
Runway
those
34
waved
right,
off.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching
That
altitude
shouldn't happen.
500. Contact
Delta
departure.
1503,
Delta
runway
1277.
34 left, line up and wait. Delta 9962, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. SkyWest 3727, runway 34 left, cleared to land. Alright, so that one's coming in
Runway
here
34
finally.
left, line up and wait. Delta 1503.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude
Southwest
500.
3419,
Contact
runway
departure.
34 right,
Delta
cleared for immediate
9962.
takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Alright, so
Runway
he's
34
off.
left. Clear to land. SkyWest 3727.
SkyWest 3933, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Delta 555, runway 34 right, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 3419.
Alright.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 3933.
November 95 Uniform Tango, runway 35, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right, line up and wait. Delta 555.
Alright, so
Runway
hopefully
35, line up and wait.
this will be
November
nice and
95
clear.
Uniform Tango.
That one's away. 18 to
Salt Lake
50
City
right
ground.
now.
November 95 Uniform Tango ready for taxi.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 555 ready to taxi.
Okay, everybody's moving. I was already ahead with what I had.
Salt Lake City ground, United 1840 going around. There is traffic on the runway.
There is not, you liar. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Salt Lake City the way this is built right now.
Salt Lake City ground, SkyWest 3933 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Right, and that one's coming in here. Okay, that one's already there. The question is, can he take off, or are we going to have the same problem? Delta 1503, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. So he should be fine.
Runway 34 left,
but
cleared for immediate takeoff
we'll
on reaching
see.
altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 1503.
Salt Lake City ground, SkyWest 3933 ready to taxi.
SkyWest 3933, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left, line up and wait. SkyWest 3933.
Alright, I think this is the go-around.
Salt Lake City Tower, SkyWest 3488 on final 34 right.
SkyWest 3488, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, clear to land. SkyWest 3488.
Alright, so he's again finally on. He's taking off. It just again is he gonna be like, oh, I have to go around because, and if he is, then I'm gonna have to take the penalty, I guess, and not do the line up and wait. So that is interesting.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 1244 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Delta 1244, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 right, Delta 1244.
Salt Lake City Tower, SkyWest 4135 on final 34 left.
Delta 555, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. November 95 Uniform Tango, runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Okay, everybody should be
Runway
good.
34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500, contact
Right,
departure.
he's
Delta
gone.
555.
SkyWest looks like it's
Runway
coming in.
35, clear for immediate takeoff.
SkyWest
On reaching altitude
4135,
500,
runway
contact departure.
34 left, cleared to
November
land.
95 Uniform Tango.
Okay.
Runway 34 left, clear to land. SkyWest 4135.
Alright, again, it's close, so I'm hoping it's not that close, but we'll see. So I'm not going to clear line up and wait for these anymore.
Salt Lake City Tower, November 420 Tango Juliet on final 34 right.
November 420 Tango Juliet, runway 34 right, cleared to land. I mean, again,
Runway
if this
34 right, clear
3488
to land.
goes
November
around again,
420
I'm
Tango
not going to be
Juliet.
happy, I'll tell you that. SkyWest 3727, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, SkyWest 3727. Salt Lake City ground, Delta 1244 ready to taxi.
Delta 1244, runway 34 right. Just let it do its thing.
Runway 34 right, Delta 1244.
Alright, so 555 is leaving. Alright, 3488 is theoretically still coming into land, which would be good. 1244 won't be there yet. Again, I think the other one on 34 right is a slower GA aircraft. Okay, and 95 Tango took off as well. So They're all good. Okay. Everybody's solid. SkyWest 3933, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 3933.
Alright, so we've got a couple approaching at 1526. It's almost 1528. One is
Salt Lake City
approaching, but the
ground.
other one is
Delta
not.
1210 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
Delta 1210, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right.
Negative. Unknown command. Delta
Delta
1210.
1210, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. I don't know, it's unexpected,
Pushback
but
approved.
okay.
Expect runway 34 right. Delta 1210.
Alright, there we go.
Salt Lake City
22,
Tower,
23 of
American
50.
1456 on final 35.
American 1456, runway 35, cleared to land. Very interesting. So,
Runway 35.
definitely
clear to land.
spreading them out.
American 1456.
Alright, we still don't have the United that was going around. Now, this was the
Salt
first
Lake City
go-around.
ground. Delta 2817 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
Delta 2817, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Delta
Right.
2817.
So, the go-around is there. The United then should... Like, it was a minute behind, so I'm surprised he honestly hasn't lined up again. But there may just be too many coming in. So to sequence them... Now, I don't see anything for the next 4 or 5 minutes, so I would think the United would come back in. SkyWest 3488. Taxi to terminal. Alright, so we should be okay.
Taxi to terminal. SkyWest 3488.
So he should go, and he'll go nearby, but should be clear of the Delta. Okay, nobody else is waiting. Alright, ay. I don't want the November to go
Salt
around
Lake City
again.
ground. Delta 1210 ready to taxi.
So I think 1244 is gonna wait, because yeah.
Salt Lake City
Delta
ground.
1210,
United 1963
runway
with information
34
echo.
right.
Requesting push and start.
United 1963, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. So again, we're going to face
Runway
that way
34
because
right. Delta
he's
1210.
coming in, and that way if he's going
Pushback approved.
by,
Expect runway 34 left.
they'll be
United
in each other's
1963.
way.
Salt Lake City ground. Delta 2817 ready to taxi.
So, and again, I'm waiting because I can't do a lineup and wait. Like,
Salt
he's too
Lake City
close.
ground. Delta 2005 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
Delta 1244, runway 34 right, line up and wait. I'm going to try this.
Runway 34 right. Line up and wait.
But it was
Delta
45
1244.
seconds. But my guess is it's still going to be some other problem. SkyWest 4135, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. SkyWest 4135.
Okay, so this all works. He was delayed a bit, but that's okay.
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 3833 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
Salt Lake City Tower. SkyWest 3782 on final
SkyWest
35.
3833, standby. SkyWest 3782, pushback approved. Whoop. SkyWest 3782, runway 35, cleared to land. Delta 2817, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Delta 2005, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Roger. SkyWest 3833.
Negative. M in the air. SkyWest
Oh, yeah, we know.
3782.
Alright, the United go-around is now
Runway
coming
35.
next.
Cleared to land. SkyWest 3782.
November 775, Charlie, approved, expect runway 35.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Delta 2817.
United 1963, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Delta 2005.
Approved. Expect runway 35.
Alright,
November
so it's going
775
all
Charlie
the way
Charlie.
around. Whoop.
Runway 34 left, line up and wait. United 1963.
Alright. Delta 1244, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Okay, there's nothing else coming in on
Runway
34
34
right, so
cleared
we
for
should be
immediate
okay.
takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact
November
departure.
420
Delta
Tango
1244.
Juliet, cross runway 14.
Cross runway 14. November 420 Tango Juliet.
November 420 Tango Juliet, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. November 420 Tango Juliet.
SkyWest 3833, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 3777, pushback approved, expect runway 34 right.
Pushback approved. Expect
Delta
runway 34 left.
2005,
Skywest
runway 34
3833.
left, line up and wait. Delta 2817, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. SkyWest 3777.
American 1456, taxi to terminal.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait.
November
Delta
420
2005.
Tango Juliet, cross runway 35.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Delta
2817.
1210, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. United 1840, runway 34 right, cleared to land. November 775 Charlie Charlie, runway 35. Line up and wait.
Taxi to terminal. American 1456.
Cross runway 35. November 420 Tango Juliet.
So they're over.
Runway
They're
34
going.
right. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Delta 1210.
Alright, what have we
Runway
got
34
going on
right,
here?
cleared to land. United 1840.
United 1963, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 2005, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 3994, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 3777, runway 34 right.
Runway 35. Line up and wait.
Delta
November
1672,
775
pushback
Charlie.
approved, expect runway 34 right.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. United 1963.
Okay,
Runway
definitely
34
a
left.
lot of
Cleared
delays
for
here.
immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Delta 2005.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 3994.
American 1456, cross runway 34 right.
Runway 34 right. SkyWest 3777.
Okay, so
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right.
3782
Delta
looks like they're
1672.
landing, so 35 can do a line
Cross
up and
runway
wait,
34
which
right.
is good.
American 1456.
Salt Lake City ground. United 1963 ready to taxi.
Delta 220 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 34 right. Delta 1342, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. There's a lot of departures
Pushback
suddenly,
approved. Expect runway 34 right.
which
Delta
is
220
fine,
heavy.
but wow.
Pushback approved. Expect
Suddenly,
runway
we are
34
busy,
left.
busy,
Delta
busy.
1342.
Salt Lake City ground. Delta 2005 ready to taxi.
November 7, 75 Charlie Charlie, runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. November 775 Charlie Charlie.
SkyWest 3994, runway 34 left, line up and wait. SkyWest 3833, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Alaska 551, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Runway 34
Delta
left.
1672, runway 34 right.
3994.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. SkyWest 3833.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Alaska 551.
SkyWest 3777, runway 34 right, line up and wait. Wait, what's the
Runway
3782?
right,
So
Delta 1672.
why did 3782 go
Runway 34
around?
right. Line up and wait. SkyWest 3777.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Salt Lake City ground. November 775 Charlie Charlie, ready to taxi.
Delta 220 heavy, runway 34 right, line up and wait. Delta 1342, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right. Line up and wait. Delta 220 heavy.
SkyWest 4134, runway 34 right, cleared to land. United 1746, runway 34 left, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Delta 1342.
So
Runway 34 right. Clear to land. SkyWest 4134.
we're going to end up waiting for this go around, which
Runway
is
34
ridiculous,
left.
but
Clear to
whatever.
land. United 1746.
So clearly, even though
Salt
he
Lake
took
City
off,
Tower, United 1840 on final 34 right.
it didn't work.
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 3777. Ready to taxi.
We've got a lot of calls
Salt
backed
Lake
up.
City ground. SkyWest 3833, ready to taxi.
Delta 1672, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 1672.
United 1840, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. United 1840.
Alaska 551, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 551.
Alright, so
Salt Lake City ground. SkyWest 3994 ready
good
to
there,
taxi.
but the other SkyWest, which came
Salt
in
Lake City ground. Delta 1672 ready to
when
taxi.
that one did, it didn't work.
Salt Lake City Tower. SkyWest 4134 on final 34 right.
Charlie Bravo Charlie 606, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, clear to land. Charlie Bravo Charlie 606.
SkyWest 3777, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. I'm guessing this one's going to be told to go around.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500,
Because it is
contact
what it
departure.
is.
SkyWest 3777.
Salt Lake City Tower, United
Delta
1746 on final
1738,
34 left.
pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 right. Delta 1738.
Alright, one's going.
Salt Lake City ground. Delta 220 heavy, ready for taxi.
So what is it?
Salt Lake City ground.
4134 is the
Delta
one I'm watching.
1342, ready to taxi.
Like right now, he's not.
Salt Lake City ground.
Stuck, but
Alaska
we'll see.
551 ready to taxi.
Salt Lake City Tower, Charlie Bravo
SkyWest
Charlie 606 on
3994,
final 34
runway
right.
34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 3833, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 3994.
Alright, so
Runway
41
34 left. Cleared for immediate
34
takeoff. On
is
reaching
still
altitude 500. Contact
coming
departure.
in,
SkyWest 3833.
which is good. But again, I don't know if it's going to be like, oh, there's still something on the runway.
Salt Lake City ground. November 775 Charlie Charlie with information echo, ready to start.
Okay, he's rotated off the runway, so in theory, he should be good. And then
Salt Lake City ground.
4134.
Skywest 3777 with information echo.
We'll just
Requesting
see.
push and start.
Because again, he's now getting to the runway point. So I don't know. We'll see.
Salt Lake City ground. Skywest 3994 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
X-Ray Lima Juliet 909er approved. Expect runway 35.
Approved, expect runway 35. X-ray Lima Juliet 909er.
Delta 1738, runway 34 right, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right, line up and wait. Delta 1738.
1746
Salt
didn't
Lake City ground.
go.
Delta 1738 ready to taxi.
Oh my god. Delta 1342, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. So Salt Lake has got some
Runway
problems
34
with clearing.
left. Cleared for immediate
SkyWest
takeoff. On reaching
3798,
altitude
pushback
500.
approved, expect
Contact
runway
departure.
34 left.
Delta 1342.
We've got two planes
Push
going
back approved,
around.
expect runway 34 left.
SkyWest
3798.
4134. Taxi to terminal. Delta 1738. Via Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal.
SkyWest 4134, hold
Skywest
position.
4134.
Delta 1738, hold position.
Command wrong, start. Delta 1738.
SkyWest 4134, taxi to terminal via Golf 3.
Hold position. Skywest 4134.
Hold position. Delta 1738.
SkyWest 4134, taxi to terminal via Hotel Golf 3.
Negative. Unknown command. Skywest 4134.
SkyWest 4134, taxi to terminal via Hotel Golf 4.
Negative. Unknown command. Skywest 4134.
Delta 1738, continue taxi.
Taxi to terminal. Via hotel. Golf 4. Skywest 4134.
Okay, CBC
Continue
looks like
taxi.
it's going.
Delta 1738.
Salt Lake City ground. X-ray Lima Juliet 909er ready to taxi.
Delta 1659, runway 34 right, cleared to land. X-Ray Lima Juliet 909er. Runway 35, line up and wait. Alright, so that one now took off and went.
Runway 34
Delta
right. Clear to
220
land.
heavy,
Delta
runway
1659.
34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 35. Line up and wait. X-ray Lima Juliet 909.
Alaska 551, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 3798, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 right, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 220 heavy.
SkyWest 3782, runway 34 left, cleared to land. So again, that
Runway
one went
34
around.
left, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Alaska 551.
Now,
Runway
4134
34 left,
on
line up and
screen
wait. Skywest 3798.
looks like it's
Runway
holding,
34
which
left,
makes no
cleared
sense.
to land.
But
Skywest 3782.
X-Ray Lima Juliet 909er, runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 35. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. X-ray Lima Juliet 909er.
Delta 1738, runway 34 right, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Alright, we have two that are going
Runway 34
around,
right, cleared for immediate takeoff.
but other
On
than
reaching
that,
altitude
everything's
500,
here.
Contact departure.
So
Delta
we'll obviously
1738.
wait for the go-arounds.
Salt Lake City Tower. Delta 1659 on final 34 right.
Salt Lake City ground.
These are
Skywest
all old
3798
calls.
ready to taxi.
Salt Lake City Tower, Skywest
And
3782
hopefully,
on
again,
final 34 left.
1659 won't suddenly say it can't take off. or can't land.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 1672 with information echo, requesting push and start.
So we'll have to see, because 3782 is,
Salt Lake
I
City
think, an
ground,
old
Delta
go-around.
220 heavy with information echo, requesting push and start.
Salt Lake City ground, SkyWest 3782 going around. There is traffic on the runway.
That was the other one. So
Salt Lake City
now again,
ground,
he's
Delta
leaving.
1342 with information echo,
So
requesting
hopefully
push and start.
1659 will be okay. I think, 41 whatever.
Salt Lake City ground, Alaska
Went.
551
Oh, no,
with information echo,
Yeah, it's
requesting
taxiing
push and start.
SkyWest. Yeah, this was the one that I was worried might not land.
Salt Lake City ground, Delta 1730
We've still got
with
4
information
more
echo,
to go.
requesting push and start.
Okay,
Salt
he's
Lake City
rotated
ground,
and gone,
X-ray Lima
so
Juliet 909er with information echo, ready to start.
okay, 3 more.
Salt Lake City
These
ground,
are both
SkyWest 3790
the go-arounds,
with information echo, requesting
which
push
is
and
not
start.
good because they're still there. Like, they're gonna take forever to come back around.
Salt Lake City ground, United 1746 going around. There is traffic on the runway.
SkyWest 3798, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. I mean, this one should be far enough out that
Runway
it
34
shouldn't be a
left,
problem.
cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 3798.
Alright, where is... Okay, I'm like, where is
Salt Lake City ground,
1659?
Charlie Bravo, Charlie
And it
606
says
going
landed.
around. There is
so-
traffic on the runway.
And that's an old one. That's the Charlie Bravo that took off recently. So I've got 2 go-arounds. The SkyWest 4134 is taxiing. Again, the other go-around that was ahead of this has now vanished, so maybe it's coming around soon. This should vacate shortly. My goodness. Delta 1659, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, Delta 1659.
Alright, so as long as this one doesn't suddenly say that he's going around again. Come on, rotate, rotate. Alright, he's off. 3782, cleared to land. Doesn't say landed yet. Alright, now it says landed. So yeah, it might be that the airport designers are trying to like avoid us being able to use that little cheat. Because I don't think there was anything changed in Tower Simulator that I'm aware of. So we'll have to see if these guys are going to conflict, because that will be bad. SkyWest 3782, taxi to terminal. Alright, they are not. They're going to come around, so thank
Taxi
goodness.
to terminal, SkyWest 3782.
Alright, so now at this point, I just need to bring these others around, and yes, they are
Salt
coming.
Lake City Tower, United 1746 on final 3 for right.
Alright, and the other one is coming in.
Salt Lake City Tower, Charlie
we go.
Bravo, Charlie 606 on final 35.
United 1746, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Charlie Bravo, Charlie 606, runway 35, cleared to land. And again, the good news is
Runway
like
34
Charlie
right,
Bravo is
clear to
going
land.
to be
United 1746.
over there. Whoops, I want to go to 1.
Runway 35, clear to land.
'Cause, yeah,
Charlie
this
Bravo,
one's
Charlie
going
606.
there. So now we've got 48 of 50, and here come the other 2. United 1746, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, United 1746.
So let's just make sure he really does transition and start taxiing, because there is that kind of handoff that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And it obviously seems to fail more if We're doing something else. All right. Charlie Bravo Charlie 606, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. Charlie Bravo Charlie
There was
606.
a 1 second hold. I can't see where he's theoretically going. Okay, so he's going there. All right, they're both done. So 50 of 50. So if I go to schedules, okay, I have to mark it completed because there was one flight. So we're good there. So at this point, 32 takeoffs, 18 landings. We're there. We've got the schedules, but once again, what I was saying is tools. I've got 20 schedules remaining that expire on July 5th. Interesting that it's saying waiting for that. Let me just make sure. No, it's got it marked as completed. It's interesting that it's only showing 5, so I've like lost the others that I haven't done since the segment. I'm not sure. Yeah, I wonder why I don't see the ones I had done before. There's the latest first, 5. Alright, so on-time performance. Skymaster, we're in silver as we are in traffic. We're still trying to get cargo unlocked. But Salt Lake, I'm guessing, I think it requires 100, so I think I've seen that somewhere. It's probably toward the bottom since it's newer. Or I'm crazy. Let's see. KSLC. I see. There it is. Now it does require 100. So we didn't unlock anything there. And for the spotter score, all right, we're 45th. I think that we may have fallen a little bit. So someone may have gone past us. And so at this point, you can see we had, 1,151 flights, and we only have 260 in June, and we're pretty late into June. So, but that's kind of the situation. So I've got 194 A320s as my most common aircraft. But this is where we sit at level 26, so we would have leveled up from where we were when we started here with the flights we did. So I'm sure we got more than 21. So yes, I think it was getting to 1,800. But that packs another one away for us. As always, if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like or not a subscriber, please consider that. And I will see you next time.